Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I wanted to discuss how to sell books on Amazon. So if you are wanting to resort to selling books on Amazon, it is a great idea because it's not as expensive compared to doing a private label business model. So for example, if you don't have too much of a big budget, you're probably starting off with a few $100s. Honestly, that's still viable because you can just start off with selling a few books on the Amazon platform. Whether that's used or new, that's totally up to you, and it's totally doable if you're on a smaller budget. Whereas compared to a private label method, you're probably going to have to buy a huge bulk of inventory and probably going to go over your budget, and you're not sure if that's going to be even successful on Amazon. So definitely a nice alternate option to resort to if you want to, start dipping into the Amazon atmosphere, but want to do a more low risk option as well. So I'm going to go more in depth about how to go about selling books on Amazon. And if you guys didn't know, Amazon actually started as an online bookstore during its newbie stages and obviously developed into the biggest online retailer we know today. So very exciting. And of course, there's a huge opportunity for books on Amazon. It's a great category to get into because there's demand for it, obviously. But obviously, we can see from its origins, it started as a bookstore. So let's go ahead and get started with this video. So the first thing we want to determine is whether you want to sell used books or new books. So there's pros and cons to each. So obviously with new books, they're going to be in higher demand because customers just prefer a new book. And so as a result, there's going to be a higher demand for this category of books. However, with used books, even though those are less in demand, they're just more cheaper to source out compared to new books. So new books, you're likely going to have to source that out with a distributor, with the wholesaler, and so as a result they're going to sell that to you at a larger price, whereas compared to old books you can acquire that at cheaper rates at your local libraries, on Craigslist, on Facebook or eBay. There's different methods that you can resort to source out these books for at a cheaper rate. So if you're thinking about selling new books on Amazon, then you have three ways of sourcing these books. You can either get them from wholesalers, distributors, or publishers. Wholesalers basically buy these books from publishers at large quantities. And then we have the distributors, which basically sell the book for the publishers. However, with them, their rates are a little much higher compared to wholesalers. And then we have publishers who will sell the book directly to you, but at a cost of, giving you large quantities of a certain book. The thing about sourcing old books, it's a lot more easier to receive and get. Basically, when you're sourcing out old books, you have a lot more options. You can resort to estate sales, which are basically just sales where people are trying to get rid of things quickly. And then you also have other sources like your local library, your local bookstore, which might have sales time to time, and also just, eBay, Craigslist, and Facebook Marketplace where you can source old books from. I really like this option because, first of all, the local libraries tend to have an array of books that they give out for free, so it's a great option to resort to when you're just looking for your book options. And also, it's just a lot more cheaper. These old books are going to be at a rate of usually $1 to $2 usually, and that's a great way to start selling on Amazon because the rate is already so cheap, making a better profit margin for you. Now that you may have possibly selected what book that you might want to try to sell on Amazon, we need to verify our idea or even look for ideas within our product research tool. So for our product research tool that we can use today is AMZSCOUT, and basically what we can do is scout on the research tool what kind of books are going to meet our criteria that will help us make a profit on Amazon. So let me show you. So we are on our AMZSCOUT tool. Basically, we're going to go into our product research section here, go into the product database, which I'm already on. And so we're going to be looking at for a product within the book category, of course. So I'm going to go into category, checkmark books, and then we're going to include other criteria. So for example, if you wanted to find a book that has a long title or something, then you would include that number here, like for example 3 keywords, and a price point for that book. So for me, I'm just going to keep that price point between $15 to $70. That's somewhere that's going to just land me a profit. And so I'm going to click on find products, and as you guys can see, I already had entered this information. So these are the type of selections that came up. And yeah, so I'm going to be looking at certain parameters. So what I want to look at as how much revenue is that book making in a month, what is that price point of that book, and basically how many units is that book selling. We want to make sure that we're, selling books that are, have decent revenue and have decent demand, because we want to make a profit at the end of the day. So for example, let's see, this book that popped up called The Awkward Thoughts of Kamabel. So that's very interesting. I'm noticing that this book has a sub rank of 9,000. Well, its actual rank is 297,000. Its estimated sales per month is 220. Estimated revenue is 3.4K, and its price point 1550, not bad. Fees 813, so its net profit is 737, so not bad at all. And so we're seeing that its competition in this seller's column, that there's only one seller. So this is really great. This book is making decent revenue and has a decent amount of sale units a month, but I'm also noticing that there's only one seller for this book. So I have a really good chance of, winning the buy box for this book, because there's only one other seller. If I'm gonna sell a book that has like a high amount of sellers, it's really unlikely that I'm going to be selected by the customer to purchase this book that I had applied on Amazon. So those are some important criteria to look into. And this can be a great way to generate ideas of what books to sell, and for you to put in a book title and see if it's meeting criteria as well. If there's a low amount of sellers, it's generating decent revenue and is selling a decent units a month, that's a really good indication that there's opportunity for that book that you were possibly thinking about. All right, now you found your book idea through a product research tool. Now's the time to register for an Amazon selling account. So basically, you have two options when registering for a selling account. Basically, you will have the option between professional or individual plan. With an individual plan, it's more ideal for people who are going to be selling a smaller amount of things. I would say less than 40 items. And basically, they will charge you $1 fee for every sale that you have made. However, with a professional plan, you're not paying the dollar fee. It's more like an unlimited amount of selling for $40 per month, or specifically $39.99 a month. So this is more ideal if you know that you're going to be selling more than 40 plus units, and you don't have to worry about that dollar fee incurring every time that you're making or producing a sale. So the individual plan is just more ideal for those who are just going to be selling a small amount of items. You can also have the option to upgrade later on if you think you're starting off small. That's no worries at all. Now that you've made an Amazon seller account, now is the time to create a listing for that book that you're going to sell on Amazon. So I'm going to have screenshots attached below as well to kind of clarify the instructions. But basically what you're going to do is log into your Amazon seller account, and basically on the left-hand side of the screen, you're going to add this product to your catalog. So that should be an option there where it says catalog and then add product. And now you're going to enter your book's ISBN number. That's usually on the barcode of the book, and you can just pretty much copy and paste that into the section. Next, you're going to be selecting the condition of the book. Please indicate if it's used, new, or whatnot. Then you're going to click on sell this product. You also want to indicate the SKU for this product. If you leave that blank, Amazon will just generate a SKU for you, but you can also come up with your own SKU for this book. You're going to then enter your price for that book, so whatever is a good price point where you can end up being profitable for that item. Then you're going to want to choose your fulfillment method, so whether you want to do FBA or FBN. Basically, with FBA, you're going to have to send that inventory to an Amazon warehouse, and Amazon will handle the picking and packing of your items, so you don't have to send that out directly to the customer. Amazon will do that for you. However, with Fulfilled by Merchant, you're basically going to be in charge of shipping that item directly to the customer. So I suggest doing FBA because you don't have to worry about any of the logistics. You just have to send it to the Amazon warehouse. With FBM, you are in charge of shipping, and shipping might take longer with an FBM method. So that's definitely on your discretion what business model you would like to choose. Alrighty guys, so that was kind of the gist of how to get started with selling books on Amazon. Again, this is a really great opportunity if you're not sure if private label is something you want to resort to. This is obviously more low risk, more low cost, and a great option to resort to if you just want to see what selling on Amazon is like. So hopefully you got some good information out of here today, and wishing you the best of luck on your Amazon journey.